welcome back. My name is Jim Landelius and I am the plant-based Texas chef. Today we're going to make ginger snaps, one of my favorite cookies. I'm using a recipe by brokefoodies.com, so if you're interested in good plant-based cooking, they've got some great recipes there. So let's jump right in. First of all, you want to take and you want to mix up your dry ingredients. Brokefoodies.com, they recommend a cup of flour. I use a cup and a quarter. It makes a little bit snappier cookie at the end, and so that's what I use. I use a teaspoon of cinnamon, a half teaspoon of baking soda, and just a pinch of salt. Put that in there. And then my secret ingredient, I like to use a quarter teaspoon of ground cloves. Give it just a little bit of heat. Stir that up. Make sure it's incorporated fairly well. And you're ready to move on. I take a half cup of butter. Put that in the mixer. Three-quarter cup of cane sugar. And when you've got those in, I take my trusty paddle, crank up the bowl, and cream the butter and sugar. Once that's nice and creamed, you want to take a flax egg. Now the way you make a flax egg is you take 3 tablespoons of water to 1 tablespoon of flaxseed meal. Put that in there. That acts as a binder to replace the eggs. One full tablespoon of sorghum molasses. And what I do is I always put just a little bit more than a tablespoon, because even with a good spatula, it's hard to get out every single drop. And so I put in just a tad bit more, and that way I make sure I have enough. And finally, candied ginger. Now you can use probably a tablespoon or a half tablespoon of powdered ginger, but if you really want that good ginger kick, you're going to want the actual ginger root itself. You want to mix that up real good. Then I use a KitchenAid. I put it down to 2, and I slowly start to incorporate my flour. Once you've got it mixed up really well, turn off your mixer, or the bowl, take out your paddle. I use a smaller scoop, and you just start scooping out piles of dough. Now the particular sheet that I'm using, I can bake 20 cookies at a time. I have a smaller oven. I've got some really nice big cookie sheets that if I had a bigger oven, I could do about 2.5 dozen at a time. or rather 4½ dozen at a time. But with this, I can only do 20. So, one of my favorite sayings, make do with what you've got. Or, as we say in Cuba, cuando no tenemos perros, cazamos con gatos. When we don't have dogs, we hunt with cats. Whatever it takes to get the job done. So, I'm going to stop a little shy of 20. What you want to do is roll these into a nice little ball. And once you've got them in a ball, you're going to want to flatten them just slightly so they make a real nice flat cookie. Now I've preheated the oven to 375, not 475, you'd burn them that way, to 375. You can bake them for 10 to 14 minutes, depending on how you like your cookie. Now myself, I like a ginger to snap, and so I cook mine for 14 minutes. But if you want a little softer cookie, then you can certainly bake them just a little bit less. Now, of course, when they come out of the oven, they're going to be nice and soft, but once they cool down, they'll crisp up, and they make a wonderful ginger snap. Now, what you can also do, some people do, take a ½ teaspoon of cinnamon and a tablespoon of sugar, mix that up, put it in a bowl, and dip your cookies in that before flattening. Myself, I would rather do without that. So, my cookies are ready to go in the oven. Wait my 14 minutes. Boom. And here we are. Nice, crispy ginger snaps. Good and good for you. Well, maybe not real good for you, but better for you because it's plant-based. Hope you guys have a great evening. We'll catch you next time. My name is Jim Landelius, and I am the Texas Plant-Based Chef. Have a good evening. God bless.